Oh, it's about to pop up. Come on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Black Spinner Music Podcast. And today's episode is titled "You're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." I don't think so. And with us today is Al Horta from the Be Cool or Be Podcast Out.
Hey, what's up, Andy?
Hey,
Thanks for having me on, of
yeah.
course.
Well, thanks for saying yes. I'm always excited when we have a wonderful panel, and also we got Mark Alden Taylor from the Freeform Rock Podcast, America's podcast. Don't y'all forget it, and also the DJ at that metal station on Tuesday nights, and also he is also on the Mark and Jerry. The BS sessions with Martin Jerry and Charles Trainer. You would think that I would know that by now, but
Oh yeah, you've been down there like a lot of times.
yeah, I've been there a lot of times, and
Yeah,
I'm always grateful when I'm
I
on.
would have had you on there tomorrow, but you don't like the band, and I
Yeah,
barely like them, so I still could pick albums. There,
it'll be hard for me to pick up that amount of
The
their
hardest working man in podcasting.
yeah.
yeah. And, and tonight's episode, let me explain what we're doing. We each did our top 10 of bands or artists that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but we don't think they belong there. People always talk about, well, why isn't so and so not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? We beat that horse to death. Let's talk about people that are in there that don't belong in there. So we'll do top 10. I really didn't number mine. I really didn't rank mine. I'm just going to go down a list and
Okay.
then rank them as I go. All right, so we'll go Al, Mark, and myself. Go ahead, Al. What's your number 10 artist that does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I'm going to preface this. I'm saying I don't. Well, some of these artists I don't listen to or whatever, but hate is a strong word, and I don't hate any of these artists.
Right.
But Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, do they kind of fit in there? I don't know, man. It's debatable. But my number 10, I'm going to go with Randy Newman. I don't know, dude. To me, he's just kind of a songwriter. He has nothing to really do with rock and roll, in my opinion. I mean, what's the song that you wrote that's big, like Short People?
I love L.
I love LA.
Short People, right? Wasn't he write that one or something?
That was a rock
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's not. I'm not calling him a shitty artist or anything like that, but is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Right. Is he one of the best of all time?
Yeah, like I don't know. Is he? I don't hear his name come up in conversations or whatever, but maybe I don't live in that world where people talk about songwriters or something. I don't know, mate.
Nobody ever brings up Randy Newman, dude.
Huh?
You're right.
Randy Newman.
I don't know, dude. I don't.
I'll be
hear
right
his
back.
name. I mean, is he really belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? To me, he doesn't. So,
well, he's just big at He's just big at Dodger games. When they win, they play "I Love L.A." at the stadium, or freaking what's that toy? You Got a Friend in Me, Toy Story, and he did the title song for what's that movie? The baseball movie, Cleveland movie. Did that one, Cleveland by the Bay, something. In the beginning of the movie, it starts off with his song.
What,
Major League, yeah.
Okay. I love Major League though. It's a great movie.
That wasn't a rock song, no.
No, it's not. You know? Again, it's like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like I understand rock and roll is a pretty broad umbrella nowadays. I mean, it grew out of R&B and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just. I don't feel like he belongs in there. So,
were you the one arguing with me that Motown doesn't belong in there? That's not rock. Somebody was.
No, it wasn't me. Okay. I think a lot of Motown artists belong in there because listen, the evolution of rock, grew out of that.
Right.
So I mean, Motown.
I got in a huge I think it was Charles. I got an argument that Motown is rock and roll, dude. It's R&B, blues, and country. It's all there.
Because the Temptations have been there since 1992.
Yeah.
So they've been there for a very long time. So R&B has been a part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for a very long time.
Yeah.
And if you see it, the people that have been inducted It comes for the roots, and the roots really were R&B.
But basically, you got James Brown. How many rock, like metal bands and rock bands has that guy influenced? He's freaking Motown. James Brown not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't want to have a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
If it wasn't for James Brown, it'd be no Prince.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
But James Brown isn't he?
Absolutely, he belongs in the Rock and Roll. I think James Brown is a founding father, man. You know.
Yep. Yes. And he's in there. So when it comes to rock and roll, there's a big umbrella, and
it's a broad. You know, but I mean, I'm just saying, like Randy Newman, he doesn't scream rock and roll at me. So that's just why I picked him. So that's not an argument on him.
What are you gonna start off with, Mark?
I'm just gonna say I heard a story. Paul Rogers said, "What's that? Ergen Automat or whatever that Atlantic Records guy."
Right.
He said, "Hey, we're gonna start a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man." Because they asked Paul, I think it's Eddie Trunk asked him, "How come you're not in there?" It says maybe because I told that guy. He goes, "No, rock and roll shouldn't have a museum." Rock and roll shouldn't be in a museum. Paul Rogers said that. So, and this is what we're doing right here. Rock and roll shouldn't be in a museum. But I'm gonna go a little bit because I'm gonna go number 10. It's just a bunch of groups of people who started this that they know nothing about music and they're fucking voting. The elitist voters of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Most of them are artists who voted for these shitty artists to get in. So I'm putting them in a group. Fuck you, Jan Wiener. Glad you're gone. That's my number 10, the voters. The original voters of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man.
Okay.
You know, I just want to say, like, when I was looking over, you know, I went up on it and I looked over, you know, everybody has been inducted and everything, you know, starting from the beginning. I think the first year was like 86, I think was the first. Yeah. And, you know, going through it, like, I mean, a lot of them do deserve to be in it, man. They picked a lot of great ones. I'll say that. You know, the first, like, 10 years, man, like, you know, they put all the heavyweights in there. Now now they're starting to, like, you know, the last 10 years or whatever, they're scraping now. They're getting things in there that are questionable and all that shit.
Because they're trying to go around Sticks.
Well, I mean,
Sticks should be in there.
Yeah, well, you know, they had a lot of hits and stuff like that. Yeah, of course.
They were the first band with 4 double platinum albums in a row.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but also it's got more, a lot to do with a band that is influential or breaking barriers. It's not really just sales.
I think
Styx is influential, though.
I think Jan Winter, him not being in there anymore, though, there's still going to be a lot of people in there that are going to, like, resist a lot of bands, dude. It's not just him. So, just that's my opinion. I think there's still going to be a lot of bands that are not going to get in there just because he's not there. I think it's not going to open a lot of doors yet.
Do you think that he might have strong-armed a lot of people?
I think he did.
There's a lot of people under his wing, I would say, that are in there. So, some people like Tom Morello, though, he really like goes to bat for a lot of great bands, though.
Well, you got Grohl in there, Metallica, and Purple in there now. So,
go ahead, Andy. I'm sorry.
No, man.
Eddie Trunk is also a voter.
Yeah, he is. In fact, speaking of what you were just talking about getting heavy metal bands in there, Deep Purple is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very specific with who should be in there. I don't think Glenn Hughes and David Coverdale should have been inducted with Deep Purple. Because Deep Purple is in the Hall of Fame because of Mark II. Because of the Mark II lineup, not because of the Mark III. So that burn
album, the first 2 albums with those two dudes, those are phenomenal albums, man.
A couple of albums.
Yeah.
But with Mark II, they almost started a whole new genre. In fact, they helped build a whole genre, Mark II.
Yeah. You should be mad at you should be mad at all the Chili Peppers drummers getting in there.
So that's my number 10 is going to be Hughes and Coverdale.
Well, that's a whole other argument, dude. It's who they induct from. It's like, when a band gets in, if a band has had a lot of members in there, who do they put in and who do they not put in?
You see, I would put the reason the band members of that era or that time and place where they became Hall of Fame worthy, or this is the reason why, like Kiss, the original four. That's the reason why they're in the Hall of Fame. It's because of those original four, not the others that came after.
But they play on rock radio. They play a lot of like Mach 2 and Mach 3 Deep Purple around the same. You hear Burn, you hear like a lot of those songs, Stormbringer. You hear those songs are still played today, man. It just as much as Ian Gillan.
No,
Deep Purple. No, in my area, it is
not as much.
Getting Glenn Hughes and David Coverdale in there for Whitesnake, for one thing, he should be in there for Whitesnake. That band is amazing. So you should at least say, hey, and Glenn Hughes should be in there because that guy fucking took so many drugs, man. He is rock and roll. That guy's a sieve of drugs, man. And his voice is still awesome.
Oh yeah, he's great, but I don't think that they belong to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame under the Deep Purple name.
All right, let's just say Whitesnake was to get inducted. Okay. Who from the band would get in there?
Oh, well,
there's got to be John Sykes and Coverdale, and no Vivian Campbell. He didn't play on an album.
But the thing is that with Whitesnake, as an example, there were so many changes. Almost from album to album, there were different changes.
Yeah, so who do you induct?
The 87, the Slide It In, the American version, and the 87, those are the members I would induct.
Yeah, well, so you're inducting Ainsley Dunbar, who just played on the album, and you're inducting, he's the one that played the drums on the album. He didn't even tour, he just played on the album. So
well, you know what? They should just say, hey, we're only taking Sykes and Coverdale. That'd be awesome.
No, you can't do that. Cozy Powell played on a couple albums.
Yeah.
Ian Pace played on albums.
Yes, he did.
John Lord played on albums. I mean, it's between Whitesnake, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath. I mean, all those members like interchange with each other. It was like that whole, it's like, oh yeah, man, let me take him now. You can have him. Fucking interchange.
Argument's sake, they put in Hughes and Coverdale. But they didn't put in Ronnie James Dio for Sabbath, and I think that was a travesty right there.
That's what I was about to say. When it comes to Sabbath, it's just the four, right? There's no Dio in it.
Oh, those Dio albums are amazing.
Well, he revitalized the band with I don't know. So Kiss, I think our Carr deserves to be in there. He was in there longer than Peter
Bruce Kulick too, man. Bruce should be in there. Bruce should be in there too.
Yeah,
but the reason why they're in there is because of the albums that they made with the four.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with longevity.
Well, you could say that about Sabbath too. I mean, without the original four, there would be no Sabbath.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. So when you induct Rainbow, who do you induct?
Oh, I was just going to ask you that one. Right on.
Dude, it's arguments that can just go like everybody's going to have their opinions, man.
Right.
Who should get in, who should not get in. I think when Rush was inducted, I think John Rutsey not getting in was an oversight. He's the one that started the band.
I was going to say that too. John Rutsey he only made one album with them.
Yeah,
but I always say Rush became Rush on Fly By Night, though.
But dude, it didn't start without him, dude.
I understand. I said he should be in there. I thought that was fucked up.
It wouldn't have been a Rush without him.
I'm surprised they didn't ask.
It would have been nice if Getty or Alex. Well, Alex with the blah 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 speech didn't. Maybe he did mention John Rutsey. I just didn't understand the blah blah blah. But it would have been nice if Getty
speech ever, man.
It would have been nice if Getty gave him a little nod or something. I mean, it would have been
man.
cool.
They didn't even talk about it, man.
What's your next one, Al? What's
Laura Nero?
Number 9.
Laura Nero.
Okay.
Who?
What does she have to do with rock and roll, dude?
I didn't even know that.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Yeah. It's just another kind of.
How would you call her? Like a pop jazz singer of the 70s?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I don't know. whenever you hear somebody, I was influenced by such as, do you ever hear Laura Nero's name come up? I never do.
No, I don't.
Who?
That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Laura Nero, that's my number 9.
What this whole show is that we're all going to have our own picks.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with your picks, except the Coverdale.
I was going to pick people from Deep Purple. That's my
except
first
that
pick.
Coverdale thing. Coverdale should be in there. He should be in there. So I'm happy he's in there in some way.
So what's your next one, Mark? Your number.
Well, this lady got inducted last year, and she's making a rock album, but it does not sound like rock to me. It's the twang of hers. I do like some songs by her. I don't hate her. She's one of the few I don't hate on this list. And like Al said, hate is a really strong word. Maybe most of these guys suck to me. Then I'll put that there. I like to use the word. Dolly Parton, man. She even said she doesn't belong in there. And I'm gonna agree with her. She does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. She's awesome. She's a great actress, great person. No slide on her, but she even asked not to be included.
Country person there. There's a lot of country artists already in there.
Yeah, and a couple of them might come up later. So.
All right. All right.
So I'm gonna take Dolly Parton, man.
Dolly, okay. I am going to pick for my next one Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Ooh. That's interesting.
I just don't think that they are good enough to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Without Neil Young, they're very boring. Even on songs, they're just.
Was it just Crosby, Stills, and Nash? That was Nash. Yeah. No, so they didn't induct Young with him.
Well, Neil Young got separate, right?
Neil Young is in there.
He got on his own. Yes, that's all that matters, right there.
Yeah, and Buffalo Springfield as well, because he's inducted a couple of times. But yeah, it's just CSN, Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
I like a lot of CSN songs without Young, but Young did take him to a new level.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with that because I even love that reunion album they did in the '80s where they made a video and shit. That was pretty cool.
But yeah, it's going to be Crosby, Stills, and Nash. To me, they've just been okay, and I just think it's more hype and more name recognition why they went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now the steps that got them to Crosby, Stills, and Nash, the Byrds, 100%, the Hollies, 100%, and Buffalo Springfield, 100%. But Crosby, Stills, and Nash just doesn't do it for me. So that's going to be
Nash is like the boringest one of the group.
Yeah, but
because you got David Crosby talking shit, and you got Steven Stills makes rock albums though. Steven Stills has made some cool rock albums.
He does make some cool rock albums.
Yeah,
he did some really good stuff there in the 70s in between Crosby, Stills, and Nash albums.
But Graham Nash is a folk artist.
But that fool can sing though, man.
He can.
Just fantastic.
And I should have picked Simon and Garfunkel. Fuck.
especially when him and Crosby sang backing vocals on David Gilmour's on an Island.
On an Island. That's great. That's my favorite solo Gilmour album. I don't like his ones in the 80s. They're too pop for me. But I like On an Island. It's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to Crosby, Stills, and Nash for me. What's your number 8? Al?
I'm going to go Whitney Houston.
I should have picked her. Fuck you, Beep. That's a good one.
And Whitney Houston is a great artist, dude. She has a great voice.
Oh, beautiful voice.
Definitely one of the greatest voices, ever. But again, like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no. I don't think she should be in there. And again, it's an awesome artist, man. And I love her voice actually. And
I think that beautiful octave.
Oh, she's got a great voice,
She was the Mariah Carey before there was Mariah Carey, in a way.
I thought she would. I got that tape from Columbia House, her first album, because she was hot. She was hot, so I got the tape. So.
But yeah, I think Whitney Houston is a questionable one for me. So You know, again, I don't hate her, dude. I like her a lot. You know.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No, I don't think
Right.
it should be in there.
So I don't know if we had said this before we hit record. For me, a lot of these bands I'm going to talk about, I like a lot or even love. I just don't believe that they belong up and as one of the greatest of all time, which is what I think that people go into the Hall of Fame is because they are the greatest of all time. But there's some that just don't belong there. Mark, what's your next one?
I'm just gonna say thing on this.
Yeah,
there are two hip hop bands that I think belong in the Hall of Fame: Beastie Boys and Run DMC. They had a lot of rock out elements in their music, but Missy Elliott, no, she ain't fucking rock. She has no rock fucking riffs. Those other two hip hop bands did fucking Beastie Boys, Sabotage, fucking Run DMC with Aerosmith. No, and fucking King of Rock. That was fucking rock and roll, man. This shit ain't fucking rock and roll. This is fucking get out of here, Missy Elliott. I don't like her. I don't hate her, but fuck off. Get out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's my number 8.
And the thing with the thing with Missy Elliott, it's not, to me, it's not because she's not rock, because I do believe other genres do belong in there. I just don't think she's any good at her craft either.
No,
even for a rap, hip hop diva, whatever. I don't think she's good enough to even.
Busta Rhymes is better. I love Busta Rhymes, and he doesn't belong in there either. But
he's not in there though.
No, I'm saying they better not put him in there. But I like Busta.
My next one is going to be the Dave Clark 5. I love the Dave Clark 5. Wow. It's just odd that they're in there because I thought, I thought that they were a poor man's British invasion band. You know, they never did anything special for my eyes and my ears to be considered to be up there with the Stones and Beatles and, the Who and Animals and stuff like that.
The Kinks.
Keep going down to get the Dave Clark 5.
Don't forget about the Kinks, man. Everybody forgets about
of course, the Kinks. Even though I've got about 6 Dave Clark 5 albums here because I like it. But them to be treated as a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, no, I don't think so.
I can agree with that.
So that's my Dave Clark 5.
I can agree with that.
Charles Trainer does not agree with you because he sent us a Dave Clark 5 video today.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, in the chat group.
What's your next one, Al?
Mark mentioned her before, Dolly Parton. Again, great artist, and I dig her actually. I dig some of her music. She even like Mark said, she even said that she doesn't really belong in there. And for her to say that, it's kind of cool actually. She, but she's in there regardless, and she's making a rock album. But no, Country Hall of Fame, she should be at the top, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, she influenced a lot. I mean, you want to talk about
Jolene rules.
If you want to talk about influencing country artists like women and all that, she's the top, bro. She's like the queen. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Yeah.
There might be ones that, of course there's ones that came before her, but some Scribs.
Hey, Scribble.
But in the rock and roll, no. So that's my, again, I love her though, but not Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep, I totally agree. Mark?
I just want to say, did you guys see Scribble's new tattoo of Bob Hope and Bing Crosby? It's fucking awesome.
No, I didn't see that.
I haven't seen that.
I fuck, a young dude like that loves Hope and Crosby, dude. Just hope for the world right there, man. Except he likes Limp Bizkit. Fuck Limp Bizkit, Scribble. But fucking I liked half that new album. Kate Doré.
You know what? Speaking of Limp Bizkit, bro, they get a lot of radio airplay down here in Florida.
Oh, do they
I guess because they're from Florida, from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. When I turn on the radio, man, I'm hearing a lot of Limp Bizkit. I'm like, holy shit.
You're like, well, that's weird. I haven't heard them on the
Dude,
radio
like
in a long
way
time.
more than I've ever heard up in New Jersey, dude. You know,
How
I've
about
never
Blink
heard
182? Are they?
I mean, back in '99 and 2000, yeah, you heard Limp Bizkit like
Yeah.
a lot when they were in their heyday. But
not 2023.
I turn on the radio and I'm hearing like Nookie and all that shit. I'm like, am I in a fucking time warp? Like, am I in like the year 2000 and shit?
I think Florida's behind the times, so it makes sense.
But I was in a restaurant the other day and they were playing Cry of Love, man, which is an awesome band, dude. If nobody's ever heard them, I love
I gotta write that down. I try to find new bands to play on my state.
Well, Cry of Love was one of those bluesy hard rock bands.
Ooh,
in the
I
90s,
love that shit.
Yeah, if you don't know them, check out their album Brother. Fucking great album, start to finish. And Audley Freed, the guitar player, went on to play with like Black Crowes and Joe Perry and shit like that. So he's a awesome player. But I was like surprised to hear them in a restaurant. So I went to that Madison Square Garden show.
I know how to get Scribble fired up, man.
And they did not sell out. Actually, they didn't sell out Madison Square Garden. The top level was curtained off.
Oh,
so
did you hear that, Scribble?
I was there,
curtained
brother,
off.
and they didn't sell it out. But I will tell you this. Being there felt like being at an old school like rock concert. Everybody was going nuts. It was just everybody was like going crazy and like being like inappropriate, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Which is what you want to go when you want from a rock and roll concert. You know what I mean? It was cool, dude. I saw Bizkit back in the day when they were big with Eminem and Papa Roach. This was like in 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
In their heyday. So
yeah, I saw them like in 2000. They were with DMX and Godsmack, Limp Bizkit, and I want to say Kid Rock early on when Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Was,
I love Kid Rock and I love Godsmack, man.
Kid Rock toured with them, yeah.
Yeah. We used to go see Godsmack like almost twice a year there for a while. They're in the early 2000s.
Yeah, now they're saying they're not going to make any more albums. They're just going to tour.
Well,
hey, Scribble, man, you know I love you, brother.
All right, so what's up? Who's up now?
Me. It's me, my number 7. Kate Doré, Don't Hate Me. I've never liked him. I don't like nasally vocals. Willie Nelson does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. He is way too country for me. He's like Randy Travis, man.
I
can't
agree with that, but
I don't agree with that.
Willie is good when he's with somebody else.
He's
not
the
by
outlaw.
himself. Not by when he's with Chris and Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings. He's good with those guys, but by himself, I cannot stand his voice. Even what he did for All the Girls I Loved Before, that Spanish singer.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a cool track. But by himself, I just can't take it, man.
But the thing is that it's weird that you talk about Willie with Cash and Chris Christopherson, which was the Highwayman. I thought the complete opposite. I thought Willie carried the whole thing on his back. I mean, I thought he carried the whole thing.
I think, for me, I think Willie Nelson belongs in there. He's part of that outlaw, the original outlaw, like country dude, and that I think that like influenced some rock, dude. So
he really did.
I mean, even Elvis, did country stuff, and so I don't know. I think Willie, for me, like he belongs in there. So, but hey, that's you.
Yeah.
I just can't stand the nasally vocals, man. I don't like nasal vocals, man. It's just like Randy Travis, man. I can't stand that shit. A Scribble, Limp Bizkit still sucks though. And Al, you should do your own podcast.
I'm working on it, dude.
But what was I going to say? Randy Travis never had a nasally voice. He had that drawl. He sang with a slow drawl.
I didn't like it.
All right.
I'll get that hard Southern accent. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. My next one I got on my list. I'm just gonna go down my list. Another band out of England that kind of hit it big in the late '60s when everything was over, and they weren't quite what they were trying to be, but they got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Zombies. The Zombies came out in those years where there were still the Beatlemania trying to be that, but also everything had turned psychedelic at that time that they had come out. They
I
were kind of
agree with
stuck
you.
in the middle of which way to go. So of course they've got big hits, wonderful songs, but to be considered into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that just doesn't sit well with me at all.
I agree with you. They weren't that big, man.
No.
I don't understand.
There's so
what
many
about the
other-
Moody Blues? What do you think about the Moody Blues being in there?
I think they belong in there, dude.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
fine. I'm very fine with the Moody Blues. I got almost all of their stuff here in this
Nice.
room. I think they're fantastic. And again, because when the Moody Blues came out with their sound in 66, 67, nobody else sounded like that.
No.
They were opening up doors. They were breaking barriers. They were pushing the limits of music.
It was like
That's
Yes,
one.
also, man. Yes was
Yeah.
doing the same thing, man.
Yeah. A couple of years later, but was completely different. I mean, it was just, and the same thing with Genesis. They're completely different from Yes,
Mhm.
with their music and their textures. That's why.
That's what killed rock and roll in the 90s, man. People weren't completely different anymore and
Yeah.
went for grunge.
Yeah, because of the media just ate it up, and the media would just talk shit about anything that wasn't grunge at that time. They would just talk shit about it. People would follow. So what's your next one, Al?
Yeah, Mark touched on this one, Missy Elliott. If you're gonna, and I don't have a problem with hip hop being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's a spirit to some hip hop that it actually is rock and roll. Missy Elliott. I mean, if you're gonna put a female hip hop artist in there, where's MC Light? Where's Queen Latifah? They were like the pioneers of like female hip hop.
Right.
You know what I
Isn't
mean?
Queen Latifah in there?
No, she's not in there.
Oh, wow.
And how do you put Missy Elliott in there like before them? You know,
Is
Because
Salt and Pepper in there?
Salt and
Yeah,
Pepper's not in there.
no. How
They're
about
not
Kid
in
and
there.
Play? I liked Kid and Play.
No, come on, they're not.
It's not gonna be the Rock and
They're
Roll.
not going to.
How about what's that
Warehouse
band with
Party.
Will Smith? What's Will Smith's thing? Will
The
Smith
DJ
thing?
Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, why aren't they in there? Will Smith rules.
Stop it.
Okay, you're going too far. You're
Yeah.
talking about hip hop that doesn't matter.
I'm trying to entertain people here. Okay.
Stop it. I don't think Hank Jr. Isn't Hank Williams Sr. in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or no?
Hank Williams Sr. is, but not Jr. And George
Not
Strait
Jr.
is not, and Johnny Paycheck is not.
Junior
No.
is more rock than his dad.
Yeah, but his dad was more of a pioneer. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why he's in there. All my rowdy friends are coming over.
Well, politically, like Ted Nugent, he'll never get in there. So there you go.
Yeah, I think Ice-T should be in there.
Yeah. He
I
should
do
have
too.
been in there a long time ago.
Definitely pioneer.
Oh yeah, big
I
time.
love Ice-T, man.
Oh yeah, big time.
And they backdoored LL Cool J in there, and I think he deserves to be in there too. And they backdoored him in there. They put him in like the same as Judas Priest, like as a.
Well, LL Cool J had some rock in his shit though, like the Beastie Boys. So he was pretty cool. I agree with LL being in there.
I think I do too. Well, no, I do agree with them because.
So Missy Elliott will be my number 6.
Nice.
Okay. You, Mark, which way are you going to go?
Well, I first Edwin Canastracci. I know you love this chick. I know maybe she's kind of rock because I like Depeche Mode in the Hall of Fame. So, oh God, I hate Kate Bush. I hate her voice. I hate her look. Maybe she's got nice boobs. Oh God, that Don't Give Up. She ruined that. The only bad song on that Peter Gabriel's album is with her. That one chick, Paula Cole, did it better live with Peter Gabriel. Man, I wish Paula Cole was around at that time and fixed that song on the studio album. But the live shit, he brought Paula Cole up there. She did that fucking really cool. Kate Bush, man, I hate that chick. I don't like her voice. I don't like her music. Running Up That Fucking Hill and that Peter Gabriel album was a perfect album except for that song.
I've never really heard her music, so I really can't say or I have an opinion about it.
I don't like Little Kim, dude. There you go.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
All right. What I'm going to go with, it's going to be the first rapper that's going to get into my list, and that rapper is Jay-Z.
Yeah, nice.
I hate the way he flows. He flows so slow, and I don't even know what he's talking about most of the time. I think that was just hype. I don't think Jay-Z belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't think he belongs in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I just don't think he's that good.
When's Beyonce gonna get in there?
Probably soon.
You'll get in there.
Yeah, Beyonce and Destiny's Child, man. Destiny's Child's gonna be there too.
So that's my pick is Jay-Z. I just don't think he's done enough to be so celebrated the way that he is.
Scribble agrees with you, and I think we all do.
All right, what's your next one?
Speaking of Jay-Z, Jay-Z's my number 5.
Is it real?
I think Scribble actually hit the nail on the head. I think he's overrated. I think the only reason he became big it was after Biggie and Tupac died. He was kind of they kind of put him into that territory there.
Like the new spokesperson?
Yeah, the new, and I think if it wasn't for Tupac and Biggie dying, I don't think he would have been as big as he was. I think it was just kind of like those guys were gone, and then it was like all of a sudden they kind of needed somebody to take the mantle. And I don't know, I don't find him to be all that great. I mean, he was never one of my favorites. So I mean, in the hip hop world, he had a lot of battles with people, and supposedly he won a lot of shit, but I don't know. But yeah, even Scribble agrees with me, so thank you, Scribs.
Yeah, Diddy sucks too.
I gotta be honest with you, man. Like after 2000, like when Jay-Z took the mantle and he started becoming big, and Eminem, I'm admittedly not an Eminem fan either. I never liked the tone of his delivery, the tone of his voice. I never bought one album by him. I never bought an album by Jay-Z either.
No.
For me, after 2000, 2001, I kind of dropped off on hip hop, dude. I admittedly, after that, I just kind of lost interest. After Tupac and Biggie died, that was really kind of it for me, and I like those guys a lot.
Do you like Kendrick Lamar?
No, I don't. I mean, I heard he's great, but I don't know.
I heard a lot. He's boring.
Yeah.
I tried to hear that album that won the Grammy.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah, it was not good at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, I think Jay-Z shouldn't be in there, honestly. To be honest with you, man. So.
Yeah,
I mean, Ice-T should way be. It should have. I mean, how do you overlook Ice-T? Like Scripps said before, man. Before you even think about Jay-Z, Ice-T should be in there. That guy. I think Eric B. and Rakim should be in there. I think guys like that. So,
And if you want to get into the sound and all that, Ice-T would actually have a rock band playing some of his tracks, even on hip hop albums. He would have body count or whatever it was at that time to play on certain tracks on hip hop albums. All right, what's your next one, Mark?
Before I get into my next one, I just want to say all the Jay-Z shit and the Kendrick Lamar we're putting down, we don't like it and shit. You got underground rappers like Scribble. You got his buddy Maximilian. These guys could fucking rhyme, and they fucking do it old school, and it fucking rules. I just wanted to give a shout out to those dudes.
At least it's not the mumble rap shit that I can't stand.
Oh, that mumble stuff.
Even though Scribble got me in trouble with somebody, I still love you, man.
Because you listen to rap for the lyrics. You're waiting to hear a story. You're waiting to hear something. and then this mumble stuff. I don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even hear it because Scribble told me it sucked. I never went to try it. I trust his musical opinion, except for Limp Bizkit.
So go ahead, Mark. What's your next one?
Another rapper on here. I think he only had one album. The Notorious B.I.G.
He had three,
but he only had one big one, right?
When he was alive, he had the first one, and he had a double album, and that came out like right when he passed. So really only two. Well, he was part of Junior Mafia too, so he was. I think he had. So really, if you count that, there's like 3 albums. I think Scribbles. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. You probably know more than me, but
he's fine. I like him. I won't turn him off if I hear Biggie on there, but he's not rocking. He's hip hop. He ain't rock, man. He ain't Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he was very influential though, bro. He was huge, man.
Yeah.
I
not
think
in the rock world though.
Yeah, but if you're gonna put Sex Pistols in on one album, if you're gonna put Guns N' Roses in on like 3 albums, dude, you got to put then he fits the criteria.
We haven't got to some bands yet. So.
Okay. All right.
All right. So my next one, I am going to go with Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks is fantastic in Fleetwood Mac, but as a solo artist, I don't think she should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I totally disagree there.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that big time.
Okay. What's the disagreement?
Because she's had 3 great albums and they fucking rolled.
She's had a lot of hits on her own too, man.
A lot of hits on her own. A lot of hits on her own, man. I can stop dragging my heart around, man. Fucking with Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. I like the version without her better.
I did too.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was a huge hit. Leather and Lace with Don Henley.
Yeah,
she's had a lot of fucking great, like Edge of 17. She's awesome. I like her. I think she does belong there.
Yeah, hit songs, but how was she influential in music?
Dude, have you ever heard women vocalists talk about Stevie Nicks? It's like they're jacking off to her, man.
And her look too, and everything.
Her look too.
Yeah. But I mean, it started in Fleetwood Mac, but I mean, she's right because she went solo. I don't know. Listen, if you don't think she should be in there as a solo artist, that's fine, But
I just wanted to talk about it to find out maybe y'all can sway me a little bit because I was a little.
Dude, Stevie Nicks is totally a Hall of Famer solo.
I'm just laughing.
I think Lindsey Buckingham isn't. But he's made some questionable solo albums that I love, though. But Stevie Nicks has made some rock albums. While Lindsey Buckingham's made some new wave albums, experimental albums. But I think she belongs there. Maybe not Lindsey, only with Fleetwood, because without Lindsey, there would be no Stevie Nicks. Just saying that because they did the Buckingham Nicks thing,
right?
And they wanted him to replace Peter Green, I think. And he goes, "Well, I ain't coming without Stevie." So he brought her into that band. And what does that bitch do? She gets him kicked out twice.
Right. Yep. All right. What's your next one, Al?
Donna Summer.
Why did I think of that?
I love Donna Summer, dude. Even though I still have a Disco Still Sucks shirt, I like a lot of Donna Summer songs, dude.
Yeah.
But Rock and Roll, Hall of Fame, Okay, you can come up with the argument she's had a lot of hits. Yeah, she has, but a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, disco was anti-rock. I mean, that was like the two in the 70s were like completely different opposite worlds, man. So I don't know. I just don't feel like she should be in there. And again, I love Donna Summer, dude. But not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah. Was she good? She was real big in the disco world, but was she big enough and popular enough to make it that high? I don't know. I don't think so. But she did have some really good songs, though.
Yeah.
And she died in the 80s until she came out with "She Works Hard for the Money," which wasn't a disco song. So
right. That was a '80s pop star, which was really good. And wasn't she in a bodysuit on Family Matters? Didn't she play like Rachel's sister? Or so. No, she played a singer in their church.
Yeah,
on Family Matters. That's what it was. All right.
And TGIF, man. Yeah. That was awesome back then.
With Donna Summer. All right, go for it, Mark. What's your next one?
I do like this guy's music. Ugly Kid Joe did a killer cover of one of his songs. He ain't fucking rock and roll. Cat Stevens. No. You're just like an adult contemporary, dude. Whatever. You're folk, man. You're folk. It's like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. This guy is not rock and roll to me. And he does. I do like him.
What song did Ugly Kid Joe do by him?
Cats in the Cradle.
No, that's not.
Oh, no, that wasn't him.
Cat Stevens.
I thought I'm thinking of Mr. Big doing Wild World. My bad. I got those two groups mixed up.
Okay.
My bad. Who the hell did they cover?
No, Mr. Big did a cool cover of his Wild World. So that was cool. But Cat Stevens, no, I like him. Or Yusuf, whatever his name is now. But he doesn't belong. He's not rock.
Was it Yusuf Islam?
I think it's Yusuf. And he was getting killed, but Iraq wanted to kill him or something.
He went underground there for a while.
Because he wrote that book, Satanic Verses, right?
I don't know.
Oh, that was that other dude. But they didn't like Cat Stevens either. They want to get him too.
They didn't like Cat Stevens.
Yeah.
All right. My next one. Oh, so that's who doesn't belong there. You think it's Cat Stevens?
Yeah.
I've never heard enough of his music to think that, I guess. My next one I'm going to go with is the Mamas and the Papas. I don't think they did anything specifically spectacular, especially in 66, 67, where their melodies were just okay. They were radio friendly, but there was so much going on in the world of rock at that time, and not just the world of rock, but pop, and so many different bands and music were being very dangerous and pushing things forward, and the Mamas and Papas really weren't. They were just a pop folk band and didn't even really make that big of a noise, in my opinion, to what was going on at that time. So for me, it's the Mamas and the Papas.
Hey, is Peter, Paul, and Mary in there?
Yes, they are.
Oh, fuck, I should have picked them. Oh, God.
They are?
I agree with the Mamas and the Papas, but a lot of rock artists have done their songs better. So, Michelle Williams was a hottie, though.
Yeah, she was, but hotness doesn't get you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I was just looking at her.
Yeah. Especially back then in the mid-'60s.
Well, I wasn't alive in the mid-'60s. I looked at her videos later. There you go.
Oh, well, just to see pictures of her.
Oh, God, yeah. Her and Grace Slick, man.
Ew, Grace Slick.
Grace Slick she had a good look to her back then.
Grace Slick always reminds me of a carnival worker. Oh.
Speaking of somebody who used to be hot, Madonna shouldn't be in there.
Oh, that's a good one. I should have picked that.
I don't agree. I just don't see why she should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What she has anything to do with rock and roll? I don't. She was more part of the. In the beginning, even in her early years, she was more part of that club culture, dance, all that stuff. So, I don't feel like she should be in there.
I do love her first four albums.
She's one of the biggest selling artists of all time, dude.
Yeah.
I get it. And I guess, it's all in the name, dude. I mean, it's like, come on. It's like, if it's called the Music Hall of Fame, then she belongs in there.
Did you have that poster with her in a bathing suit all wet on your wall?
No.
I did. I thought she fucking.
I didn't know what it was.
Like a virgin, dude. I watched that video so many times just to see her.
Oh,
God damn.
I
love the first four
albums.
albums.
I don't want to know how you became a man. All right.
Shut up. Dude, she was hot like a virgin going down and stuff. Come on. Come on, man.
Her on a video music awards, writhing around the floor and all that shit, dude. That's
with a belt buckle said, "Boy,
Her making out with Britney Spears wasn't hot.
I was. Everybody always, she made out with Christina Aguilera too, and nobody ever talks about that.
Well, Britney Spears was hotter than Christina. Sorry, Christina.
Nah, not for me, dude. Christina all the way, man.
Yeah, but the thing is that Madonna was almost like 50, throwing her tongue down some young woman's throat that's barely 20.
But she looked good at 50, though.
Yeah, she don't look good now.
She doesn't look good now. No, she needs to get out of those bustiers. Madonna, you're like almost like what, 70 something?
Yeah,
get out of those bustiers, lady. It doesn't work anymore.
So yeah, Madonna's my number 3.
Madonna.
There's Scribs again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, you're definitely right. And they should put Charlie Manson.
How many feathers would that ruffle?
Well, Guns N' Roses did a Charlie Manson song on Spaghetti Incident.
Yeah. And I think they just did that for the exposure.
Yeah, for the exposure.
Yep. Okay, it's your go, Mark.
I like this guy. I think he's a great rapper, great actor. He's great, man. I dug Tupac, but he ain't rock and roll. It was all rap, hip hop for him. I like Tupac. I think they just put him in there because he got shot, and they did find his killer. Scribble said that earlier, so that's pretty cool. But Tupac, man.
Nah, to me, Tupac was a big influence on hip hop. I mean, yeah, he's hip hop. Again, hip hop could have a spirit of rock and roll. Like, to me, rock and roll doesn't have to have guitars in it. Because if you're gonna go by that criteria, you got to take all those vocal groups out that are in there.
But you got to take Depeche Mode out then. Depeche Mode does have some guitars. Depeche Mode did add guitars later, though.
You got to take some Temptations out. You got to take all those types of groups out, dude.
So is the Backstreet Boys gonna get in there?
I don't know, man.
I don't think they could. I don't think that didn't have the soul of what we're talking about. That didn't have the soul of the Temptations or the.
But it'll bring the 40-year-old women to watch the broadcast.
I think Tupac belongs for me, in my opinion. That's your thing, If you don't think he should be in there, that's fine.
I don't think he should be in there.
Yeah. Pac rules, though.
I do like Tupac, so there you go.
He was a pretty good actor too. I mean, I don't think he peaked as an actor yet. Had he lived, I think he would have.
That movie with Janet Jackson.
I think he would have. I think had he lived, he would have transitioned fully into acting and probably left hip hop behind. But I thought he had a lot of potential as an actor, man. That wasn't fully realized yet.
No, because I liked him in Juice. I liked him in Poetry.
And he was a great lyricist too, man. I mean, if you really listen to a lot of his lyrics,
great,
really, really great lyrics, man. He read a lot. He was a poet. He read a lot of books, man. He was a smart guy. He was not stupid, So,
no.
He was a great guy, man. I like Tupac. It's not something I go and listen to, but if he comes on, I listen to it.
Right.
I watch the video, whatever. I thought he was very charismatic too. I thought he held himself well. He never really hurt. He was kind of crazy sometimes, but he was getting over that.
Yeah, there was times when he went off the deep end, and all that shit. But so
I also think that was playing into the media,
as
well.
East Coast, West Coast battle, stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a sad time. My next one, it's on my turn, right? Because you just said Tupac.
Yeah.
I am going to go with. Have I already gone through all these? Oh yeah, here's one. T-Rex.
Who?
T-Rex.
Oh, I like T-Rex.
Yeah, I'm not
that guy inspired a lot of fucking music.
Yeah.
Def Leppard is one of their fucking disciples.
Yeah, the glam rock scene that I don't dig at all.
Yeah, you don't like David Bowie either.
Yeah. I don't care for Bowie that much, or Mata Hoople, or that whole scene.
Well, if you don't care about that scene, then I could see your argument there. But damn, dude. I mean, he was the
You
one.
don't like Sweet? Do you like
He was
Sweet?
He was the one that really started that whole scene, man. You know.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah.
Much bigger in England and the UK and Europe, though. But you know,
dude, fucking Power Station did a killer song with Bang Gone. Come on, man.
Well, yeah, Power Station really did do that. I mean, I'm not saying that they're terrible. I just, the songs that are here are good.
If you ever watch Mark Bolan live, dude, look at the way he moves and everything. Tell me that Paul Stanley did not model himself after.
Wasn't he in Deep Purple? Did he go to Deep Purple?
No,
that was the other Bolan.
That's Tommy Bolan.
Tommy Bolan, yeah. Get the Bolan.
Mark Bolan, if you look at him like the T-Rex videos, dude, and watch the way he plays and moves, dude, Paul Stanley took a lot of his moves, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like David Roth pick from Jim Dandy,
Big influence on Paul Stanley, dude. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's one of my T-Rex, because I never got into that scene.
Maybe because they only have like one hit here in America too.
They got dude, that album with Bang a Gong on is fucking amazing, dude.
Oh, Electric Warrior is like a great album, dude.
Great album, man.
Jeepster. I mean, you hear Jeepster.
You know what? I don't understand why you don't like David Bowie and that stuff, because you like a lot of alternative. That was alternative in the 70s, dude.
I know what it was. I understand that.
It didn't connect with them.
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm just it's weird to me that you don't like a lot of David Bowie. Even the 80s, like Let's Dance and stuff that.
Oh no, the 80s, I gave up on the 80s.
You got Stevie Ray Vaughan on that whole album, man.
I understand that. I know who plays on it. I know, but still, blah.
All right, man. I just busted your balls a little bit.
I mean, there are some songs that I do like by Bowie. I do, but
shut up, Scribble. David Bowie rules, bitch. All right, go ahead.
But who's next?
Me.
Okay, go for it now.
George Michael.
Oh,
dude, and it's nothing against him. He's got a great voice. He's a great artist. I don't find anything rock and roll with him, dude. I'm sorry, I just don't. Yeah, he could have said. He sang with Queen at the.
He's R&B though.
Is he?
He is R&B.
He was a dance pop.
Dude. Yeah, you think about "I Want Your Sex." That Wham stuff he did was R&B.
Yeah, well.
And he also did "Freedom" was kind of R&B too. That song "Freedom," Freedom, gotta give. That was totally R&B, dude. That dude after Wham, dude. Yeah, "I Want Your Sex" is kind of poppy, but if you listen to that rest of the album, it's all R&B. It's like an amazing shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's not a great artist, bro. I don't think belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, though. That's just my opinion. So that's one of my picks.
I don't think he did enough to get in there. He just had.
I think he did. He stood up to rock the way he stood. He wasn't even in the video for one of the things because he didn't want to be a sex symbol anymore. Freedom. He just had supermodels in there. And he was talking about what the record industry was doing to him. Just get out there and shake your ass, that fucking song alone is rock and roll right there, telling the record industry to fuck off.
Right. But I just did. But about like I was saying, what I would say about George Michael was that he didn't do enough. There was a long decades of nothing.
He had 4 Wham albums, at least like 5 solo albums, dude.
All right.
He did a lot.
Okay. Well, it's nothing that came to my ears, so I just said.
Oh.
So
I'm a huge George Michael fan. I will defend him to the end. I love Wham.
Good.
I'm sorry.
I like their songs too. I just don't think they're the best of the best.
You should hear their version of Love Machine. I'm just a love machine. Ooh, wow. It's on fucking Club Trop. It's on the first album. All right, whatever.
All right. Go for it, Mark. Well, what's your next one?
I like this guy. He makes me laugh a lot, but I agree with Al. Eminem does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He ain't rock and roll. He's funny. He makes me laugh. Dr. Dre is rock and roll, though, but he ain't rock and roll. So I'll say take Eminem the fuck out.
See, I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. Even though I'm not a fan of Eminem. The dude was one of the biggest. The dude is one of the biggest selling hip hop artists of all time, dude.
Hip hop.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna go by album sales too, you got to put him in there, dude, because the guy fucking more than Jay-Z, more than that shit, dude.
Well, I agree. I like Eminem. I don't like Jay-Z. I do like Eminem.
I don't like Eminem, but I think he belongs in there, actually. Because, dude, I mean, the guy was fucking... Dude, I mean, didn't he surpass, like, Elvis in, like, album sales and shit?
I think he did, yeah.
Dude, I mean, come on, man. I don't know, dude.
Taylor Swift... Taylor Swift's going to surpass everybody. Does she belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
I will tell you
Probably
something
not.
about Taylor Swift.
I don't know.
She sure is rock and roll for the attitude that she has to jump from genre to genre to genre. That takes guts to do, especially at the platform where a lot of people, not us, but there's a lot of people waiting to see what she's going to do next. And sometimes she puts stuff out there that people had no idea that this would come out of her. So
she did that Crossroads with Def Leppard and did fucking Foolin' and shit.
You should have got Scribble on the show, man.
Oh,
give us opinions and shit.
I know, man. Scribble rules, man. I'm gonna. Who's next? I just went, so it's you, Andy. I want to hear yours, and I'm gonna go take a piss. Sorry.
All right. We are almost done, right? Because we're like at number 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
This band is just okay with me, but they were inducted in 2004, a long time ago. Traffic is my
what? I gotta take a piss. I gotta take a piss, and you said one of my what? Steve Winwood, man.
What?
What the fuck? Traffic belongs there.
Are you sure?
I gotta take a piss, and you had to say that.
Well, go piss out your emotions about Traffic.
High Spark, Low Ohio Boys. My God, dude, they are fucking rock and roll. You like jam bands? What the fuck?
Oh my God! Don't call them a jam band.
They are a jam band.
Oh God, no. They meant no. Go. Okay, the reason why I went with Traffic was that I just don't think they were that great to be considered into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I like Steve Winwood. I think he's got a great voice. He's got a great touch on the keys, but I just don't think that they're Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy. Arizona just won.
Cool. I told you they would.
Yep. So Traffic is my next one.
Oh God, who else? Jim Capaldi in that band?
Yeah, Jim Capaldi, Dave Mason.
What?
Well, I'm very aware of who's in Traffic. I just don't.
Those albums. There's not a bad Traffic album, man.
Oh, there's a couple. there really is a couple. And
Alex Steve.
Lee, where's Lee at? All right.
I'm not saying that there's anything bad with Steve Winwood. I just don't think that Traffic is that worthy.
Steve Winwood should be in there solo.
It was just okay.
Well, I don't like that one, but they had 3 great ones. But Steve Winwood should be in there just for his solo albums. That's just my opinion. Roll With It, Back in the High Life, Arc of a Diver. Fucking great albums right there, man.
Well, that was my pick. So,
what about the Spencer Davis group? They're in there, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are in there. All right, we are down to number 1, guys. There should be one left, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And I love this artist, man, and I'm probably going to get a lot of disagreements, but I don't think Lionel Richie should be in there.
I agree with you, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Great. And, dude, I've gone and I've seen Lionel Richie live.
Yeah, me too.
He's awesome, dude. And I love a lot of his songs. I love them in Commodores, too. You know, the Commodores aren't in there, though, right?
No, but they should be.
I think they should be.
Yes,
they
should be.
Not Lionel Richie solo, though.
No.
So I think if they have it reversed there, man. I think the Commodore should be in there and not Lionel Richie solo. So, and again, I don't take anything away from Lionel Richie, dude. I love him as an artist. He's got a lot of great songs. Like, dude had a ton of hits too. I guess that's going against my argument about Eminem because the Eminem sold a ton of albums, and I don't think he should be in there. But I don't know. It's just my opinion. I think Commodore should be in there and not Lionel Richie solo. So, and I've seen Lionel Richie twice, man. He puts on a great show, man. And it's like one of those dudes that, like, when you know almost all the songs that he plays live. He's had that many, and you're like, damn, I forgot that was a hit. I forgot that was a hit,
And
so,
the thing is, with Lionel Richie, watching him live, what I didn't like was the medleys. I wanted to hear the whole songs.
Yeah.
And especially when he was doing a medley of Commodore tracks. I was like, oh, come on, I got to hear it all. But before we get to Mark's number one.
I just want to say I love Lionel Richie, but I agree with that. But the Commodores, he does belong in there.
Yes.
Yeah, we were just saying that.
Yeah, I had to. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the Commodores belong in there and not Lionel Richie solo. We were
Yeah,
just talking about that. So, yeah.
I do love Lionel Richie, and I'd like to see him in Vegas. So, go ahead.
Scribble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scribble's got a question. Does Kid Rock belong?
Yes.
In the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I think he should be in there.
He should be in there.
He's had a lot of hits. He's played so many different genres, like he says. Yeah. I've seen Kid Rock live a few times. He puts on a great show, dude. I'm not gonna.
He does. I've seen him a couple of times.
Yeah. So I think he belongs in there.
And his first like 4 albums are really good.
Well, yeah, starting with because he did have albums before.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Let's start off with the popular one and not the one that sold 10,000.
He was an underground hip hop guy, for the first couple albums, but then his breakout with what was the name of the album?
Devil Without a Cause.
Devil Without a Cause. Yeah. So the one about with the
cowboy baby.
Yeah, yeah, man. He really broke out with that, and then I mean, shit, man. He had a pretty good damn 10-year run, man. There with a lot of fucking hits, man.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that lasted a decade.
Yeah,
and music and.
I think the mouthing off of the politics is hurting him, though, man, a little bit. But he is still, and it's not to say that I don't agree or disagree with it. I leave politics out of it.
I always leave politics out of it, but right now his music's not interesting like it used to be.
No. Well, is he even putting new stuff out? I haven't even heard anything new by him.
He did some new shit. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
But, I want to hear some stuff like Bob Dandy, that fucking song, fucking Devil Without a Cause just comes in. Yeah, about it. Fuck that dude just like gets you like, this is gonna fucking kick ass. Yeah, rock. Fuck, that album rules.
Yeah, it was a really good album.
Yeah. And Cocky's a great album too.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Rock and Roll Jesus.
Rock and Roll Jesus. Except for All Summer Long.
Superstar. But Rock and Roll Jesus, yeah. Really good one too.
So yeah, Lionel Richie, man. I you know what? I probably shouldn't have put him at number one. I don't know. I didn't really the whole like ranking, I just kind of like it's not even a rank for me. I mean, he's my last one I'm putting, so people probably gonna think, oh well, you think he shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll of Fame the most. I mean, I could have put Randy Newman at number one or whatever,
Yeah.
It don't matter. But I don't hate Lionel Richie. I love him actually. So, but that's one of my picks. So,
say you, say me.
Love that song, dude.
Well, fucking great song. Great movie, White Nights too.
Yeah, I got that soundtrack.
Charles' favorite artist, Phil Collins and Marilyn Martin.
that song,
Phil Collins rules.
That song is awesome, though, dude.
It is.
Lives. Oh my
God,
dude.
That was on her solo album. I did buy that solo album.
Oh, really?
And then I think she just faded away after that song.
After that, I never heard about her again, to be honest.
Yeah, I bought that solo album on cassette. I remember getting that because of that song. Because I'm a Phil Collins nutswinger, man. I love that guy.
Yeah. Well, I got the 45, so I didn't have to buy her.
Scribbles wants to do a Kid Rock episode. So
yeah, he's been bugging me about that too.
Well, y'all can do that. I mean, he's all right, but I'm not gonna. I'm just not. All right, what's your top one, or really not your top one, but your last pick?
Me?
Mark? Yeah.
Oh well, this is a pick I've been saying for years and years and years. I don't think this band was that influenced many bands. They only made one album, like Al was saying earlier, and it's okay. It's a okay album. I don't see it's. They were inspired by the fucking Ramones, but these guys get put in before the fucking Ramones. The Ramones had many albums. This band had fucking one. Fuck you, Sex Pistols. You do not belong in the Hall of Fame for one fucking album just because you had a fucking attitude. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Ramones should have been in there. Rush should have been in there. All these other bands before you should have been in there, but you got in there before even Kiss. They got in there before Kiss. And you know how much I fucking make fun of Kiss. Kiss should have been in there before the fucking Sex Pistols. That's my number one, Sex Pistols.
My thought about that is like, that album is so great, though.
Yeah.
But
if you're gonna have one album and out, dude, that's the number one band that has the greatest one album and out, probably.
I think Suicidal Tendencies' first album is better than that one.
No, I'm saying one album and out. That's it. They only made one album and they're done.
Damn, Suicidal, you should have done that. You would have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. First album fucking ruled.
How many albums do the Ramones have?
Lots.
5? They have lots.
What?
No,
I
I
have
think more than
15 albums, man.
They have a lot of albums, yeah. I just got the box set with the first six.
Ramones got like 10 to 15 albums at least. Yeah. At least. Ramones fucking rule, dude. They're my favorite.
Dude, more people wear the Ramones shirt than a Sex Pistol shirt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Sex Pistols still were very influential, though.
They were influenced by the Ramones. They maybe because they got in there so quick. Maybe because they got in there so quick, even though I don't give a shit about the Hall of Fame anymore, because what they've become with all the hip hop and shit. Back then, they were only putting in rock before they started this fucking shit. So I'm going to Sex Pistols got in and not Rush.
Yeah, but Rush is in.
Sex Pistols got in, and I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but not Kiss. Sex Pistols got in before Foreigner and Styx? No. Sorry.
But the thing is that album is way more influential.
Because people overrate it.
No, it's not.
There's better punk albums than that. Way better punk.
No, I don't know, man. Listen to it, dude. It's a fucking flawless album, man.
The first Ramones album.
Really different bands.
The Clash album, the first Clash.
Yeah, but it's different.
The Clash were inspired by the Ramones also. They got in there before the Ramones.
Right. But the thing is that I'm just saying the Sex Pistols are a little bit different from the Ramones. Their music was different from them and from the Clash.
Cheap Trick got in way after the Sex Pistols too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They put in Green Day.
In there first.
Come on. I like Green Day, but you know what? I think it should go by seniority. They should stop putting in these newer bands and start going back. Let's make up for the bands that we didn't put in, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens in the future. My last pick, it's going to be a band that I love, that I've seen several times, but I don't think that Guns N' Roses belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, man.
I do.
Yeah.
You talk about one great album and two great albums. I think Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 is great.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think Appetite is it's an anomaly.
But are they worthy to be on the top notch of?
Yeah, because once they came out, every band rethought like how they looked, how they sounded, and wanted to be grittier. They changed the game. They changed the course of rock in the 80s, in the late 80s, when it was getting too slick, too fucking poppy. They came out with the street. I mean, it was just kind of like they had a Rolling Stones kind of mentality, you know, just kind of from the gutter, from the streets. I think they should be in there all the way, dude. You know, Should they have gotten in their first, 21st eligibility at first year? No, they could have waited to put them in, but I think they should be in there, though. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Appetite, man. That changed that changed the game, dude.
Oh, I love that album.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best albums of all time.
I mean, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to me, if you're a game-changing band, dude, you should be in there.
Yeah.
And Scribble, I'm going to go with Scribble here. I think NWA should be in there, but I always thought they should be in there.
I think
because they came out, and just like 10 years before that with Nevermind the Bollocks was a game-changing album. That was a game-changing album, dude. You know what I mean?
It sucks that Tesla got overlooked because they were gritty before Guns N' Roses. They were Aerosmith before Guns N' Roses.
I never thought of Tesla as like a street band, though.
But they were jeans and t-shirt. They didn't.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the whole package, though, dude. I love Tesla, bro. Don't get me wrong, man.
I like Tesla too.
But
I wouldn't put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I don't think they're Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I think they have, like, you take out Charles always gets mad at me. Take out Appetite from the equation. Okay. Put up Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 between the Great Radio Controversy and Psychedelic Supper. Which album's better? I would go 2-1 Tesla.
This is not about that, though, man.
But what albums are better? Psychotic Supper and Great Radio Controversy. Kill Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 for me, at least.
It's not.
But I listen to Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 more than I do those 2 albums.
Oh, I don't. I listen to Tesla way more. I just my opinion.
Well, you're a bigger Tesla fan. That's why.
Oh yeah. I used to love Guns N' Roses, but they just got so like. I saw them twice live and they pissed me off. I saw Tesla once and they were amazing. So.
Well, this isn't a band against band kind of thing.
I know. I just want to give Tesla some fucking credit, man. That's all.
I know. I mean, they're a good band. I just didn't think that they were to be put in that position. But that was my last pick. Was Guns N' Roses, a band that I love. I've seen them a couple of times. I own everything they've made, and I think they're great, but just not enough output for me. And I also think that there should be a because I'd be contradicting what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you're saying Sex Pistols should be in, and Guns N' Roses shouldn't because of not enough output. You can't say that, dude.
I know. I just
never mind the Bullets.
I never said Guns N' Roses shouldn't be in there. So.
Oh no, me, because I was about to say that bands should have a criteria of no less than 10 albums.
Oh God. Then the Doors shouldn't be in there. The Doors should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man.
Yeah.
So if you do go by that criteria, there's a lot of great bands that should not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I know. So I kind of stopped myself before I went. I can't.
The Doors, dude. Come on, they changed the game too.
Yeah. So that was my pick. Was Guns N' Roses, but it's true. What y'all were saying was that when they came out in the late '80s, they really did change things for the better.
They did.
But, that is my pick on there.
Okay.
All right. So, any last words or any other bands that y'all want to mention that might have been on y'all's list that y'all didn't get to?
Well, I think there's bands that should be in there like Styx and Foreigner, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of bands that should be in there.
Yeah.
I think the Smiths should be in there, even though I'm not the hugest Smiths fan. I do like them.
I love the Smiths, dude.
You know?
Johnny Marr is an underrated guitar player, man.
He is. They should be in there. There's a lot of bands that should be in there, man. Yeah, I mean, Styx and Foreigner, they should be in there. They sold a lot of albums and stuff, you know.
And a lot of people were influenced by Lou Graham's vocals and Styx. So there's a lot of people out there who cite Lou Graham as their favorite singer, you know, that are in bands now. So.
Right, but you know how I feel about that. I just
but they were influential, man. Those first 4 albums, you can't touch them. Just like the first 6 Van Halen albums, you can't touch them. I put them up there with that.
Oh wow, okay. Oh well, that's because you're a big time Foreigner fan, more than I am.
Oh fuck yeah,
for sure.
They went down an Agent Provocateur, but I do like that album.
So thanks a lot, guys, and thanks a lot to Scribble for being on the comments. I really dig what you were saying about the different bands we're talking about. Thanks a lot, Al, for joining us today. This was a lot of fun, and thanks a lot, Mark, for rushing home from work to being on here. I appreciate it. Next week on Black Spider Circle, we're going to be celebrating John Lennon's birthday. That is next Monday on the 9th. I'll do my show on the 10th, which is going to be Wednesday. And what we're going to be doing is picking your top John Lennon Beatles songs from each album.
You know, my birthday is John Lennon's birthday.
Oh, it's the 9th.
The 9th.
That's right.
I am born, and Charles is probably jealous that I'm born on his favorite Beatles birthday.
So
I got to rush home for that episode if you let me be on that one.
Yeah, sure. It's so what we're going to be doing is picking out your favorite John song from each Beatle album is what it comes down to. Now that I explained it a little bit better. So Al, do you want to be on that if you can?
Yeah, I'll see. I'll let you know.
All right, cool. And I'll try to get Kate and Charles and see if they want to jump in on that because I know they like to talk about the Beatles. All right, guys, good night. Thank you all for watching. The views have been popping in and out. We appreciate that. And thanks a lot, everybody. And just keep rocking. Take care, guys.
Have a good night. Cheers.
Good night, man. Your show rules, Andy.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. I appreciate it. But it's the guests that make it. So thanks, man. Take it easy.